On our visit to see my mother this week, I was reminded of the importance of making every day, every minute count, and of filling your life with thanks living. My mother has vascular dementia, a very aggressive form of the disease. She was diagnosed in 2007, but doctors guesstimate that Mom had the dementia 10 or so years before the diagnosis. On her visit this week, Mom was her usual chatty self. You can't understand much of what she says anymore, but she's very intentional in her conversation. She knows exactly what she's talking about. And so Cher and I just usually nod and smile and touch her, hug her, and let her go on with her conversation. She was in her room this week, sitting in her chair, eating a snack. Her constant companion is a stuffed animal that she talks to as if it's a little puppy. It's endearing to see her communicate that way with that thing. Now, this was the first visit that it occurred to Cher and I that Mom really didn't recognize us as her son and daughter-in-law. On prior visits, she would morph in and out of that recognition, but this time it was different. This past 5 years, Mother and I have gained a closeness that we really never had before. I've always been an independent, opinionated son. Are you surprised? And I've never adopted her Southern Baptist beliefs or the family's lifestyle, for that matter, even at a very young age. Both of my brothers were closer to Mom, have always been, than I. Now I'm all Mom's got, at the human level, because both of my younger brothers and my father have made their transitions. I was never her favorite son, but I'm the one who's taking care of her now at the time that she most needs it. What's interesting is that although her recognition has slipped, I still feel that there is a very close soul connection between me and my mother through my touch and through my voice. Here's the thing. She's always giving me gifts. Wonderful gifts. For example, she's giving me more of appreciation for the now moment, because that's where Mom lives, in the now moment. Now that now moment can be 20 years ago, or 40 years ago, or even 60 years ago. And as Cher and I listen to her on the words that we can understand, we have to tune into the context of what Mom is talking to us, because it can be any of those years. And once we get that, then we're better able to fit into the context of where Mom is at that moment. She showed me that people can change. In the years before the onset of her Alzheimer's, Mom was always an angry person and unsure of herself. She didn't have an easy life with Dad. Now she's jovial and chatty, believes the food at her assisted living facility is free, and that I've bought the whole facility just for her. And of course, we're not going to tell her any differently. Now, the gift she gave me on her last visit is the best one yet. As I processed that visit, I realized that a deepening of soul comes when we face our own vulnerabilities and find in them the raw material, the alchemical prima materia for our own soul growth. What a visit that was. What a gift that was. It means reaching the inside, knowing that you are a priceless human being, a human being that has purpose. And that's something to be thankful for. It means valuing every moment, knowing that that's really all you've got. The present moment is your point of power. And that's something to be thankful for. It means telling those you love them how much you love them and accept their love in return. And that's thanks living at its best. It means aligning your human self with your Christ self, knowing that you can be all you're meant to be each consecutive moment of now, if you pay attention. And that's something to be thankful for, too. It means understanding, though, what to be thankful for. For example, being thankful for a house fire that just burned your house down, or an accident, or disease, is error thinking that binds you to illusion. It means being out of sync, out of touch, out of line with unity teachings for sure, and out of line with common sense, and, well, sanity itself. Thanking misfortune for coming into your life is giving misfortune power it doesn't deserve. How would you feel about hearing a machinist who cut off 2 of his fingers off a job accident say, "Oh, I just cut 2 of my fingers off. I'm so thankful the saw blade was sharp." Yeah. What if an equestrian falls off her horse and suffers a back injury which paralyzes her? And she says, "Being thrown off that horse was the best thing that ever happened to me." Yeah. How often have you heard someone say, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger"? Well, think about what you're saying here, because all of those examples are assigning too much power to something outside of you, something that happens to you, an event. It's not what happens to you that makes you stronger. It's how you respond to what happens to you that makes you stronger. More creative, more resolute, more determined to move beyond your circumstances. The point of power is within you. Thanks living is an inside-out process. So instead of giving thanks for an illness which has either shortened your life or slowed you down, give thanks for your courage in meeting that illness face on. Instead of giving thanks for the downturn in the economy, which may have taken your job, give thanks for your creativity in finding the solutions you need because you listen to the still small voice. Thanks living means you are the curator of your own soul when you elevate your thinking to the Christed level. It means allowing your inner priesthood to guarantee you safe passage through the crucible of your skin school experience, no matter what happens to you down here. As a matter of fact, some of you may not realize that you are a member of the priesthood. You have a priesthood within you. I just want to say that your thoughts and your cells and your beliefs and your molecules and your atoms are your monks, nuns, and priests within you. When you think about it, all of them have consciousness. All of them have power. The power that you give them, the power that you allow them. Your body is your monastery and your consciousness is your cathedral. Being visited by Alzheimer's then, or cancer, or a stroke, or a heart attack, or diabetes, or PTSD, or Ebola, or MS, or AIDS, or tuberculosis, or any of the life-threatening human experiences that you may face, do not define you and what you are. You are much more than that. In each of these types of human experiences, you can find the raw material, the alchemical primal material for your soul growth, no matter what happens to you. That's what Thanksgiving is all about. And I think Cher has a few more words to say about your point of power.
So as you breathe in that and begin to think about it, I want to share a quick little story, right? Because every time we talk about Thanksgiving, this story pops in my head and I can't help it, I have to share it. It's about a teacher who gave her class an assignment to write a composition on what they're thankful for Thanksgiving. And there was one little boy, very brilliant, who did it very quickly, one sentence. His entire composition was one sentence. And he stood in front of the class and he shared it and he said, "For Thanksgiving, I am very thankful that I am not a turkey." You don't know what grade you got. But as you think about it, from simple things to deepness, no matter where we are, we have so many things to be thankful for. Of course we do. We have people we're thankful for. We have things we're thankful for. We have experiences we're thankful for. As Bill mentioned, we even sometimes give thanks for things that aren't worthy of our thanksgiving. And we want to be thankful. It's important. In fact, there's research from positive psychology that tells us there are tons of benefits to gratitude. According to the research, people who experience gratitude actually tend to have healthier bodies. They can heal more quickly if something's wrong. They tend to enjoy experiences more and get more out of it. They build better relationships, and they're able to handle stress and anxiety at a much higher level. So there are lots of benefits, proven benefits from gratitude. And you might ask yourself, wow, gratitude's important. We want to have gratitude. But why do we put so much emphasis on it? So much that we take a whole month and call this our month of gratitude. I love the songs today. I mean, did you notice how all the songs have that thread through it of that gratitude and that love? And it just holds it all together. We even give you a calendar so that every day we encourage you to practice gratitude. It's because it does help us, but we want to go even deeper. We want to take it to the next level. Because gratitude for things is great, but that's not the secret. Are you ready for the secret to gratitude? Mm-hmm. The secret to gratitude is found in a little two-letter, one single word. We find it in 1 Thessalonians 5:18. This will be easy. See if you can pick out the two-letter word. In everything, give thanks. The word was in. Now this seems simple, but to me this was one of the most revolutionary ahas I think I ever had. Because up until the time I realized what that verse really said, I was one of those people that thought we're supposed to give thanks for everything. But that is not what it says. It does not say for, it says in. Which means no matter what the world of appearance throws at me, no matter what I experience, good, bad, indifferent, where does my thanks come from? It's an inside job. No matter what is happening, I can be grateful in my awareness of my oneness. Because when I am aware of my oneness and I am in that place, I can experience a sense of joy and inner peace that is totally non-dependent on what's going on around me. So we're going to play with this a little bit, all right? You have 2 adventures for this week that you'll be getting when you walk out. Be sure and pick it up. But 2 adventures of things you're going to use to practice this. We call it intentional gratitude because the key word is in. So intentional gratitude as opposed to just being grateful. We call it a life of thanksgiving because intentional gratitude will actually allow you to move from giving acts of thanksgiving, speaking acts, to living a life of thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. So here's the first adventure for you. We call it the IG adventure, which stands for intentional gratitude. We're going to use the phrase, and I am grateful. And your secret is, no matter what you experience during the day, when you catch yourself having a thought, a word, you're saying something, you're experiencing it, I don't care whether it's good, bad, indifferent, as soon as you're aware of it, add the words, and I am grateful. Okay, so say that with me. And I am grateful. So we're going to play now. All right, are you ready? So, it's a beautiful day outside. And I am grateful. You just got unexpected money in the mail. And I am grateful. The deer just ate your flowers. And I am grateful. Good job. All right. Well, maybe I can get you there. You feel healthy and full of energy. And I am grateful. You just lost your smartphone. And I am so grateful. You just connected with a long-lost friend. I am grateful. You just stubbed your toe. And I am grateful. You found a home at UIG. And I am grateful. Did you get the idea? You are not saying you are grateful for any of those things. You are living in a state of gratitude no matter what. And when it feels out of sync, like that jerk just cut me off in traffic and I am grateful. Doesn't feel right, right? That is your personal spiritual reminder to take a breath and get back where you belong. Get out of the ego self, go into your higher self. Let go of those emotions that aren't serving you and know that that was an event. It does not have power over you. And I am grateful. So the second part of this experience, the second major adventure you're going to do this week, is to keep what we call an intentional gratitude journal. Now this is a little takeoff from the typical gratitude journal, which is also a very good technique, and some of you may probably already do that, which is where at the end of the day you just think of all the things you're grateful for from that day, and you just keep track of that every day. And that is a great practice. But now we want to go deeper. We're going to keep an intentional gratitude journal. Let me tell you how it works. At the end of the day, you just take a little bit of time, take a breath, grab a pen, and write down 5 to 7 things that you remember from the day. It could be events that happened, feelings you had, just the first things that come into your mind. You're not allowed to censor this. Okay? This is not trying to pick the things. The first things that come into your consciousness, write them down. Then you go back over the list. And after each one, you write, and I am grateful. And then reflect over what that's telling you about what you're going through that day and what you can learn from it. Just so you can see the power of this, I want to give you an example from my own, a fairly recent one that I did. Now, I had been going through a very tough day, in the middle of a tough experience. And we won't go into the experience because that's not important. Just know for me, it was a tough time and I was feeling a little bit frustrated. So that night, I'm writing in my intentional gratitude journal and I wrote, I am frustrated and angry that we can't seem to solve this situation. And then I went back and looked at that and I wrote, and I am grateful. And then I looked at that and I said, yeah, right, sure I am. I'm only sharing that because I want y'all to know cynicism comes with this and it's okay. It's okay that you don't believe it when you first see it. Because I said, I am not grateful for how I'm feeling right now. And then I just took that breath and I thought about it for a while. And did a little meditating on what can I do about this. And I got powers, 12 powers, because I love the 12 powers. And I got wisdom, understanding. Let's see, I got wisdom, understanding, love, and strength. Those were the 4 powers that came to me. So I thought, okay, what do I do with that? And what I chose to do is, in that moment, send blessing to every person involved in that situation. And I will be honest, that is not always easy to do when you're frustrated. But if you take that breath and make the time, it is incredible what it will do. And I just sent a positive blessing to each person, affirmed their highest and best, no matter what. And then I affirmed that there was a solution, and that solution would come with speed, ease, comfort, and joy. Now, it's still in process, so I wish I could just stand here and say, everything was fine. But it hasn't, we're not there yet, of course, because I'm still in the middle of it, because this was very recent. But what I can tell you is this. This is what I know. In that moment, I felt so much lighter. And I felt an insurgence of inner peace that replaced the turmoil that was there before. And I felt emotions just go that were not serving me. The anger and the frustration, it was gone. And I felt incredible compassion for everyone, for all of us, for me, and as well as everyone else involved in this particular situation. And I felt like, yes, this puts me where I need to be so I can be part of the solution and not part of the problem. That's the power of an intentional gratitude journal. It can lead you to a process of love, to a process of thanks living. And so we just encourage you to try it this week. And be open to whatever happens for you. Every time, it's different. Everything's different for every person. And this is your journey. But we want you to take that journey with gratitude. As you look at all the things that are going on in your life, we just affirm that you continue to come from that place within where you can truly say, and I am grateful, as we all walk that spiritual path with practical feet. Awesome.